Hi, everyone, and happy Friday. It is my great pleasure and honor to speak to you today and present Birthright Macedonia 2025 as in a type of info session where we will be able to present and talk with the founding father of the Birthright program. It's our great pleasure to have today with us Peter Dallas. So we're going to be starting by with a presentation about the program, and we are going to be having a fun cinema night with Birthright Macedonia. So as you can see, this year's program, can you all see the presentation?
Yes, I can see it. Yep.
Perfect. So as you can see, in 2025, Birthright program is going to be from June 27 till July 18, where we are going to have a 3-week journey in our beautiful Macedonia. So those of you who still haven't decided on how to spend your summer, feel free to register and apply for the Birthright program, where you will be able to have 3 weeks opportunity to learn about Macedonia, to visit a lot of places, to meet a lot of Macedonians from around the world and locally, and create a long life friendships. So I will be starting by explaining what is Birthright Macedonia. So as I mentioned, 3-week program where you will get your professional internship as a full-time job from Monday till Friday, and you will be able to connect with the homeland or Macedonia as a country, and meet a lot of people within Skopje area, but also other cities as well, and create long life friendships. So a little about our team. We are very proud and dedicated team in making your journey as fun and as beautiful as possible. And my name is Gordan Jordanov, as I mentioned. I'm a UMD Macedonia and Europe director, and I will be one of the hosts in Macedonia for you. And we have Jasmina Ceaușescu, coming from our partner organization or the Macedonian Center for International Cooperation, and she is one of the program officers. And we have, as I mentioned today, with us the founding father of the Birthright program, Mr. Peter Dallas. So, Peter, can you join us and can you introduce yourself a little bit and share your story about how this beautiful program began, and after almost a decade, where we became what we became.
Very good. Good morning, everyone. I'm talking to you from my home in upstate New York. A little bit of history and why I developed the Birthright Macedonia. I spent most of my adult life believing I was of Greek descent. My father migrated to the United States as a teenager with the name of Evangelos Delios, and you can't get any more Greek than that. My parents were married in the Greek Orthodox Church. I was baptized there, raised in the Greek Orthodox Church. So for most of my adult life, I thought I was of Greek descent. About 15, 16 years ago, I reconnected with a second cousin of mine in Detroit, Michigan. She was born in my father's village, and that village was called Gumenja 100 years ago. The Greeks changed it to Gumenisa. It's about an hour north of Solon, Thessaloniki. Anyways, I connected with my second cousin, and we find that in a conversation that we had, we discovered that my last name, the ethnic name, was not Delios, but it was Dilev. And I said, I never heard of that word before, that name. And when I said, it's the Greek word Delios, and she never heard of it. Anyways, we both concluded that the name was changed over 100 years ago when the Treaty of Bucharest was implemented, which carved up the kingdom of the old landmass of Macedonia, where Greece got the biggest chunk, Serbia got the second biggest chunk, and Bulgaria got the smallest. The Greeks didn't waste any time in bringing up their goon squads from Athens, and they started to Hellenize everything. They changed the names of villages, towns, cities, rivers, mountains, but most importantly, they changed tens of thousands of family last names. So I strongly believe that my family name was changed by the Greeks from Dilev to Delios. When I discovered that, I wondered how many more other people are there like me scattered throughout the diaspora who's not sure if they're of Macedonian descent or something else. So I created the program. One of my motivating factors was to create a program that would bring young Macedonian adults from around the world to the country to reconnect with their heritage or connect with it for the first time. I had never been to Macedonia before. I went there on my first trip 14 years ago to help launch Birthright Macedonia. I fell in love with the country. I fell in love with the people, and I am convinced I am 100% Macedonian. So that was my motivation for establishing the Birthright program. We've been growing incrementally over the years, except for the 2 years of the pandemic, but we're back in the saddle again. And I'm pleased to say that since its inception, we have Birthright alumni in 7 countries on 3 continents. And we're all proud of the results, but we still have a lot of growth ahead of us. I am spending some time now cultivating Macedonians I connected with in South America, and we're hoping in the not too distant future, we'll have our first Macedonian participants from Brazil and Argentina. So stay tuned, folks, and there'll be more coming on the program. Thanks very much for listening.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your contribution, motivation all these years to welcome, to attract more participants to the program, Peter. And we are very, very happy to see you every year excited for the next program and giving us some ideas on how we can better the program, the agenda, and everything in Birthright. So thank you very much.
Of course.
I will be going back to the presentation so we can cover some more spheres and discuss more about the project itself. So in order to start the program, we are organizing an opening ceremony in Skopje, where you will be all coming and meeting each other for the first time, and meeting the staff persons as well, and where we are gonna be taking you afterwards to your accommodations and beginning of the program itself. So on this opening ceremony, we're basically introducing ourselves, presenting the program agenda, and meeting you with the potential employers and your companies or institutions where you're going to be having your internship, as well as bringing some positive experiences from alumni network, because during the summer we are lucky that a lot of alumni are coming to Macedonia and joining the opening sessions to share their experiences with the program itself. So let's talk about a little bit more about the details of the program. So basically, there are 4 topics that are important, or 4 things that we are going to discuss. The first thing is the accommodation. So the accommodation, depending on the year and on the number of participants, there are 3 types of accommodation, and that we are choosing the best one every year, and that are family members. So you can always stay with your family members if you choose. We have a student dormitory where we were able to accommodate the students 2 years ago, as well as apartments where we are accommodating you in private apartments with your roommates from the program itself. So even though this program started as becoming a family member to a host family in Macedonia, after the COVID, it was very hard in Macedonia to find host families, and that's why we decided, as because the participants are adults in Macedonia, to be able to live by themselves and provide a living for themselves. The internship. The internships is basically the main um, topic of this project or this program, because this program is created to help you to develop and better your professional skills and connect it with your educational sphere of life, where you will be able to find the perfect internship for yourself and immerse yourself in the potential professional career that is connected to your studies. So it's definitely uh, the important thing of the internship is your level of education. Um, as we mentioned before, the internship itself is your preference. So you will be giving us details on what kind of internships would you like to participate in, as well as accept that this internship will be full-time, meaning from Monday till Friday. The organizational structure, as I mentioned before, our team is always here to help you with anything while you are staying in Macedonia. So we are at your disposal 24/7. We are a full-time a team dedicated to your accommodation and a full agenda of the program, as well as presenting you the birthright rules, which you are going to get after the application is fulfilled and you come to Macedonia. So me and Yasmina are here in Skopje, and we will be able to help you with any need that you will be having in Skopje. One of the best part of the program itself are the so-called heritage weekends, where you will be able to thoroughly visit and see one of the most important sites in Skopje, um, also the Pearl of the Balkan Ochrid, as well as participate to one of the most unique events in the country, the Galichnik wedding in the village of Galichnik in the Shara Mountains. So I will be very happy to show you some of the videos from the Heritage Weekends, where you will be able to thoroughly explore and experience these three places. So the Skopje Heritage Weekend starts with a visiting of the Canyon Matka, which is one of the most beautiful places in our country. And I will let you enjoy the video. All right. Before I continue, I see Filip Jotevski is here with us, and I wanted to hear, as alumni of the Birthright Project, if he can join us and share more about his experience. I know he's flying today, but I don't know if he can join us.
Would love to. I have a lot to say actually on this program, as you can probably hear. We're deep planning right now, literally hopping off of the getting my luggage off the plane. So if you can come back to me in about, I would say 10 to 15 minutes, I'd be
Okay,
more than happy
okay,
to.
okay. Yes, yes, yes. Great. So while we wait for Philip, so yeah, so we go to as I mentioned before, to the Matka Canyon, and then we visit the Church of Saint Dimitria, and then we go to the Mount of Vodno, and afterwards we're able to visit all the museums that are um, placed from the old bazaar in Skopje until the Skopje Museum. Afterwards, we go to the beautiful Ohrid, where you will be able to see all the beautiful places from the ancient theater till Samo's fortress, till one of the oldest religious schools in the Balkan area, Plaušnik, and the Church of Kanel. But also visit more sites like the Bay of Bones and St. Naus. We will be staying for 3 days in Ohrid, having fun and enjoying the summer places and parties. All right. Last but not least, it's the Galichnik or the Galichka wedding at happening at Galichnik, where we'll be staying in one of the oldest hotels over there, Hotel Meda, and we will be attending the wedding from the male side, or from where the drummers are going. As I mentioned before, it's one of the most unique traditional events in the country, and it takes place during the summer. So yes, we strongly suggest for you to fill out an application form and submit your program fee. Um, I would remind you all to check your internship status afterwards. Confirm your accommodation, prepare for your trip in Macedonia, and of course check your travel documentation validity or passport. And However, if you need anything from us, feel free to reach out at any moment. Um, Emily, can you please share the application link in the chat? Yeah, so feel free to fulfill the application, but if you need any information before that, feel free to reach out to me or Yasmina or Emily. I will send you my email in the chat. And also share this information with your friends, family, whoever is in college, whoever is student. Feel free to apply for this program. As I mentioned, it's going to be an unforgettable 3 weeks in Macedonia, and especially when meeting other Macedonians from around the world. You never know who is going to come from where, and we are very happy to create every year a group of Macedonians that will stay as friends forever, but also be part of the UMD family and share their experiences with the next generations. So let's stop.
Jordan, thanks so much for this. And I just got off the plane, so I'm ready to say a few words. And also would love to encourage questions if folks on the call have any questions about anything. And happy to go through my experience really quickly. And I think you said it best with what you just said of maintaining this, group of friends that you go on the trip with. That was by far, I think the best part of my experience was the relationships that you build on this. It's not just going to a country that you're connected to and just living there, doing the internship, getting that experience, but it's the people that you meet there, the friends that you make with your class, with your supervisors in the internship, with if you have a host family, all the UMD family that you're going to join after this. It was the best part of my experience. That was like almost a decade ago, which is crazy to think. So that was 100% the highlight there. But if anybody has any questions on the call about logistics or what we did on our trip for a month, in like 2015, I'm sure the program's a bit more developed and different now, but happy to answer any questions folks have if they have any on the call, or if you have any questions, go to them specifically that you'd like me to touch on. Feel free.
Thank you very much, Filip, for joining the call. And it's always great to hear some of the alumni experience. But I totally agree with you. We have a couple of questions in the chat, and I think Mina asked, how long does the program last? So the program lasts for 3 weeks, as I mentioned before, from June 27 till July 18. And those 3 weeks, you will be living in Skopje with your peers, and you will be roommates with other participants from the program. And Emily, thanks for mentioning. So from this year, we will have an opportunity for those of you who wants to stay longer in Macedonia. We created another program for children, which is a youth program for children until the age of 14 and 15, which is a summer youth Orthodox camp. And most likely participants are going to stay at Hotel Lake View in Prespa, in Otešava. And you will be able to be a camp counselors or to somehow have a group of children with you, and also spend some time over there with them.
Gordan, if I can ask of you as a leader of the program, what was your favorite part? What were some of your highlights on leading the groups over the past few years?
Well, Filip, thanks for the question. I mean, for me, it's great to see, people who don't know anything about the other participants getting close and becoming almost like a family. That is a successful story of the camp for me. So I tried every year to work on that connection between people and participants, and also creating networks within the country itself. Because from my experience, a lot of participants are staying after the program itself, and having that, they somehow establish relations with other people as well in Macedonia, and that is keeping them to come every year and call us and have a great dinner or coffee again every year with them. So that is the goal of this program, I would say.
I love it. Yeah, I know.